Hmm? Oh. Hi, guys.
Okay, alright.
I don't care what anyone has to say about it, YouTubers are seriously pushing the entertainment industry. And for as much as that's like slamming your fist against a goddamn mountain for all the entertainment industry cares about innovation and creativity, they're still pushing at it all the same. All that to say, God, we're eating good recently with original content from YouTubers. And for some reason, it always seems to be the ones from the gaming sphere that come through for us. For example, there's Wilbursoot's first ARG with the possibility of future projects. He keeps hinting at it, but God fucking knows when it's gonna drop. Then there's every single choose your own adventure narrative that Markiplier has ever put out there, along with his original stories, and now a whole ass movie coming out with The Iron Lung. Jacksepticeye's horror series that has both ARG elements as well as general storytelling, plus his just every cameo of Auntie ever. And now there's our most recent leap forward with Ranboo's Generation Loss, a live interactive performance ARG. Allow me to explain that because it sounds very artsy-fartsy, which, if you're here and you know my content, you already know what you're in for, just buckle in and enjoy. Now don't get me wrong, using Twitch or YouTube as a live interactive medium isn't anything new. We've done this before. Germa's Dollhouse comes to mind, fittingly enough, given he actually plays the part of a game master in Generation Loss, and Gen Loss, as I'll be referring to it going forward, is something of a spiritual successor to Dollhouse, with the same team working behind it to boot. Moreover, audience control over the subject of art has also been explored well before the advent of live streaming. Artists have been incorporating audiences into our works for much longer than that. Somewhat harrowing works like Cut Piece, a performance that took place in person on stage in a gallery setting, where audience members were both invited and indeed encouraged to interact with the creator, Yoko Uno, as an object and part of the artwork. I won't give you the full rundown on what happened, but like many works of this nature, it becomes a statement about both the nature of the audience, group behaviors, objectification, free will, morality, protectiveness versus perversion, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. Yes, there is my art major degree coming out, ignore me. My point is, I would recommend learning more about this at a later date. And for now, if you want a suggestion on where you can find a more in-depth discussion of the topic of dark themes in performance pieces and art in general, I'll direct you towards Ponder Sprocket's video on the topic. For now, we're going to primarily focus on the more modern works created surrounding the nature of the creator, creation, and consumer. On a less art-focused scale, Twitch itself is built around audience participation on a very foundational level, you know this. However, it's not all that different to performing on a live stage, and the reaction and input of an audience can make or break it. It's not all that different to performing on a live stage, and the reaction of an audience and their input can make or break an artwork. It can even be utilized in a similar controlling fashion to the gallery art performances I mentioned before. Hell, even I've used it. You're ready to throw the fuck down, are you?
Yeah.
You
Are you
missed!
still trying to... Oh.
What are you talking about? I'm innocent.
Stop! Vincent!
Actually, yeah, it has been a while since I've summoned a wither. One sec.
Oh my god, you can't be fucking serious.
Alright, I'll be the good guy for this.
No! Won't let me win Minecraft, you little shits. Anyway, what I'm trying to say here is that by the very nature of live streaming, we hand a lot of power over to an audience, and that is a very frightening thing.
We're gonna ask them what they think.
Them? Who's them?
The viewers, them.
You? No, are you kidding me? I don't want to make it as... They might try to kill me after what they've seen me do.
No.
No, but they
Please.
probably saw
We
something.
only want to
okay?
help.
No. They did see something. They saw me sit by while all those people died. I mean, I can't just like...
Calm down. Look, we don't know that they're malevolent. Okay? They probably just want what's best for you.
No, we're good. We're yours. We
Stood by and did. I don't care!
What did you do? Did you put
I
in yellow?
I just put in a code, okay? I'm not gonna
They picked
listen.
red. Why didn't you listen to me? They picked red.
It's because I just didn't want to I thought that it was the wrong one. I thought they were gonna choose the wrong one on purpose. I thought they were gonna kill me.
We're the ones hurting you, aren't we?
Join me, children, for it's time to supper together again. Generation Lost began its life as a horror ARG some years ago and has recently taken first step into establishing itself as a series. There's no saying how much of the ARG format will remain from its roots at this time, but for right now we know that the first phase, the trials, consists of 3 live streams over the course of a week, ranging anywhere from 40 minutes to 2 hours in length. I won't be explaining every little detail of what occurred in these streams, as I believe that while it was certainly best observed live in the moment, watching them all for yourself now is a close second. All 3 episodes have been uploaded in their entirety, and there will be a Founder's Cut coming soon as well, assuming that this video comes out before then. Who knows, my upload schedule is amazingly bad. So this is your notice to go watch those now if you'd like to experience it for the first time unspoiled, and maybe go see it again for our veterans before we get into the slime of it all. I mean slime. Welcome back! Hope you enjoyed the show. Now, what the fuck was all that? A lot, to say the least. For our purposes, however, we're going to be focusing almost exclusively on the final episode. In part because if I ever have to see Ranboo digging around in someone's slime guts again, I'm going to dissolve into a puddle of slime myself, because ew, I deadass couldn't even look at the screen during those moments. Whatever that chest cavity gooey goodness was on screen just sent me back to my childhood with this stuff. That right there is what we call trauma, let me tell you. But I digress. The first 2 episodes do have hints of what's happening in them, like Ranboo's violent alternation between a person and NPC, depending on if the mask is activated or not, but for the most part they can be enjoyed as macabre little comedy pieces that the showrunners meant them to be. It's only at the end of the second stream that, well, Ranboo sees the show for what it really is, and then by extension sees the audience, us.
What the hell?
Yeah, oh god, stop looking at me so, this is a crime, avert your gaze, I am becoming an Enderman, do not look, do not perceive me, thank you. As someone that was watching this in real time, I cannot actually express how deeply, deeply uncomfortable it was when Ranboo looked directly at the audience. It inspires these feelings of shame and guilt and fear, like we've just been caught out in an act of voyeurism, which is exactly what it is. So at this point in the story, Ranboo is well aware of his audience and trying desperately to escape them and the facility that he finds himself within. Unaware that despite being a bunch of little shits, the audience is mostly on his side. It's no doubt that the audience likes to make bad decisions and poke and prod at the hero, but the moment he appears to be in genuine distress, the audience, by and large, unified in an attempt to help him. Unfortunately, the hero has no way of knowing this, and no reason to believe it even if he did, and so begins to ignore the chat. After discovering the truth and seeing the audience, Ranboo never listens to them again. You may notice that when Ranboo ignores chat is when things really go particularly wrong for him. Ranboo himself pointed that out after the fact during his behind the scene videos. Streams. Fuck. You know what I meant. VODs. Listen. I know my terminology. I swear I'm terminally online. I know this. Let's try that again. Ranboo himself pointed this out after the fact during his behind the stream Why is this so hard to say? Ranboo himself pointed this out after the fact during his behind the scenes live streams. Nailed it. First time. Cut out the others. First time. Although, to be fair, it's not as if chat was particularly helpful even when he listened to them. Look, all I'm saying is that even if chat's on your side, there's still a bunch of little gremlin bastards. I would know. There's nothing I can say about this except I love you and you're fucking annoying. Look, anyone that's been in a chat like this or has a audience like this themselves knows that it's affectionate bullying, okay? Affectionate bullying, that's what we're going with. However, with that said, chat was fervently trying to find a way to help Ranboo out. They wanted to see the story have a happy ending and the hero with a deserved victory. So, just like Ranboo, the chat was frantically looking for solutions, all screaming and shouting over one another to try and figure it out, a bit like a game. Which was why the moment they noticed another stream kicking on, they went completely feral. Basically, the showrunners decided to absolutely decimate my attention span by having me frantically flicking between Charlie and Ranboo's streams as they ran simultaneously. Again, I want to point this out because it's a wonderful use of the medium. It's a wonderful use of the platform, especially because so much of the audience that was watching Ranboo had a huge overlap with Slime, so speaking from experience, we get the notification that Slime is streaming as well during Generation Loss, and we automatically go, oh shit, this is connected. It's just a really interesting form of storytelling that would not work on any other platform. Like, imagine what would even be the cinema equivalent of this? There isn't one. There just isn't one. Yes, welcome to Mali's channel where we shit on traditional media and encourage people to make YouTube videos. This is what I sell here, welcome. I truly feel for any slime fans that came to Charlie's stream with no context, but for those of us that left over to see what was happening, we all knew full well that this was about to get bad, even if the specifics were a little hazy. I mean, I guess it was fun to watch colors with him for a bit. I wonder how many views that video has now. Hold on. Oh, based, okay. Shit, okay. Anyway, back to the point. And as you watch, you feel it creeping up on you until...
Charlie.
Because again, at
Charlie!
10 subs, I'll be taking my balls out.
Charlie!
And just throwing them all over the keyboard. And I'll be
Charlie!
typing like a typing
Can you not
screen,
see this?
Typing wizard, but with my
Hello?
nut. So I'll be using my left nut will be starting at F, and my right nut will be starting at J. And so, thank you so much for the sub.
Charlie!
Again, I'm just not, you aren't making me fucking happy, because
Charlie!
I need more money.
Can you see we have to get out of here? What's going on? What are you doing?
Breastfed, okay? So again, if you could just please do that, that would be fucking wonderful.
Hello?
I'm not.
Charlie.
Ranboo?
Charlie, we have to get out of here, man. I don't know what's going on. Oh my God, I can't believe I found you. You don't understand what this whole thing. It's all been a show. It's all been broadcasted. I don't understand.
I know. No. I'm on stream. You're
on
how are you
stream?
What?
What?
On stream. Yeah.
No, dude, come on. We gotta go. We have to leave this place. We have to find a way out. There's something.
Dude, I have a
there's
million
something on
people
its way.
watching, and I'm about to.
What?
I'm about to hit myself.
Dude, come on. Let's just go. Come on.
What? Okay,
just
guys,
have to find a way out of here.
I'll be
Come
right
on.
back. I'll be right back. Okay, for the stream. Hey, what the fuck
Stop
are you doing?
watching!
What the? Hey!
I have to admit, they got me good with that. I truly believe Charlie was in his own room streaming, and to see the facade that it was really took me aback. It built upon that already existing feeling of fabricated reality, except this time the trick was on the audience rather than Ranboo, so small little taste of our own medicine, I guess, there. Regardless, now Ranboo has a very confused slime boy on his side as they look for ways out. And as the finale builds, Ranboo ends up encountering and losing every ally that he had. However, they all manage to push him a little bit closer to the end credits, a little bit closer to freedom, until for a single wonderful moment, it looks like he made it. But as we cannot have any actual comfort in this hurt comfort spiral, we end up in the only place we were ever truly going to finish.
And we're back. Congratulations, Ranboo, you made it to the end. You'll play as long as they wish you to play, Ranboo. They can't get enough of you. And looking at the poll, it seems they want to play with you forever.
No, please, just let me go. I don't care. I don't want to keep being responsible for this.
Time's almost up. About a minute left. Any last words you might want to say to the audience to swing them one direction or another?
Personally, I was trying very hard to balance it at 50-50. I assume they accounted for that at the time, which was unlikely, but who knows? Editor Mal here, because I wrote this script ages ago. So I went to VidCon and watched Ranboo's panel, but Generation Loss. They did not in fact account for 50-50. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Regardless, for the most part, it appeared as though for just a moment, the audience was in agreement, even if it was tricky to navigate with the delayed reactions. Essentially, we wanted our hero to live. But then, Ranboo had something to say about that.
Any last words you might want to say to the audience to swing them one direction or another?
Let me die! Please! Just let me die! I don't want to keep doing this! I don't want to keep doing this!
Strong words from our hero.
Just let me die!
The audience has voted for you to die.
So that's how it ends. The chat chose to free Ranboo. But it's not really freedom in the end. The show must go on after all. As I previously stated, Generation Loss is an ongoing property, and the next installment has already been announced.
And I have one more little thing. I have one more little thing to show. It's nothing much, but it's still pretty cool. Do you wanna just like press that little button? We'll show. So
Little excitement in the room.
So the next chapter, essentially, or chapter, whatever you call it, is going to be called The Story of Lost Field in Generation Zero.
Which, by the way, when he announced this and I was in the room, oh my god, my eardrums. Guys, I'm excited too, but please, my eardrums. Anyway, the point is, the story will continue, but not with this hero. I mean, guys, he's dead. Like, really dead. Like, really dead. That level of dead. I know for some of the viewers there was anger and denial at that point. Cries of, wait, that's it? Or, no, I want him to live, both in chat at the time and afterwards. But actions have consequences, and the consequences of this one was a dead hero. Ranboo has stated since that he wanted to see if he could get an audience to agree to kill someone. But I think he miscalculated a little bit, because if his intention was to get an audience to agree to do something that would invoke guilt or be morally ambiguous, he stacked the scale far too high on one side. The choice to kill Ranboo was, ultimately, not a difficult one. The moment he begged the audience for freedom, the choice became a foregone conclusion. What the audience chose in the end was nothing short of an act of mercy and care, to sacrifice their toy, as the game master dickishly put it, because the hero begged them for freedom was nothing short of an act of love.
Well, was it worth giving him what he wanted in the end? Because now it's over. Now you've lost your toy.
Yeah, but we loved him.
How very short-sighted.
Thank you for sitting through this fanfiction that was poorly disguised as a short video essay. I gotcha! Again! I did it again! So what's the point of all of this? Why have I dragged us through this sick little game? Well, because I love it. Duh. And I hope you can see why I love it a little bit better now. Yes, I am making this for like my 5 friends who have no idea what I go on about when I'm talking about gen loss. Here, this is for you. Please understand my hyperfixation. Thank you. But yeah, fanfiction and fluffy prose aside, please go and give the VODs a watch. Watching chat freak out is half the fun during the whole thing, and I cannot more highly recommend taking the time to watch it in hindsight. It's a trip to go through it live, but it's just as much fun to watch it like a movie. And what would you have done? You know, in that final choice they gave us. Would you have killed the hero too? You know the drill, give me your answer and rationale in the comments. I expect small essays from all of you. And there's no wrong answers here, except for one, but I won't spoil which one that is. With that, I'm out. Take care of yourselves, my guys.